Owning a home is special. Do you know the good, bad, and ugly of it? Something that is, I started a conversation or topic yesterday in regards to owning a home. Most people don't realize is that owning a home for most people, and again, my knowledge is from 19 years in the financial sector, most people that own a home are broke. They're beyond broke. They're what they call house poor. Why are they that way? Well, they buy a home and they get talked into buying a home by, again, this isn't a cut on realtors or bankers because that's their job, but they don't necessarily get sat down and figured out whether or not they can actually afford that home long term. Because guess what? They get into a home, if they've never owned a home, they might have more bedrooms, they might have bigger spaces, a nicer yard, and they want to start furnishing it and they want to start buying things to make the home unique to themselves. But they never factor in the costs. They never factor in how it's going to affect their normal monthly budget, if they even budget at all, which is something that everybody should do before they even own a home, and then live a life on purpose. So they end up going out and they buy things that they can't necessarily afford and they put it on credit. They increase their monthly payments and they turn around and get into a situation where they have more days in the month than they have finances, more month than they have money. And it gets them into a tough circumstance when really bottom line, if somebody actually was compassionate and caring and sat them down and taught them how to budget, taught them how to live their life on purpose, taught them to think differently and understand the difference between a needs and a want, they necessarily wouldn't buy a home. Because if you're living house poor, that's not a great way to live. And some people live that way throughout their whole adult lives while they're raising their families until their families are growing up, then they start living a life where they're not as desperate for understanding of their money. And even then, they need to understand it even more because a house, even if you get to a point where you can have it paid off, is a liability. It's not an asset. Because again, like I talked about yesterday, you can't break off a doorknob, go to the local grocery store and get a loaf of bread with it. A house is a great thing to have, but you need to own it responsibly and own and understand it that it's a long-term investment, that even again when it's paid off you're still going to have to pay for repairs, you're still going to have to pay for upkeep, and the list goes on. Again, I'm not saying you shouldn't own a home. I'm saying if you're going to own a home, understand the pitfalls, the good, bad, and ugly of it. Sometimes for many people, renting is a longer and a better and a safer solution for them until such time where they have more money in their month than they do days in the month. I look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Remember, I talked to you about all this stuff because I give a heck. And there's things that I wish I would have known prior, even owning my first home. And now I'm on my third, right? I look forward to talking tomorrow. God bless you all. Peace out and stay out of trouble and stay safe.